Sales funnels were once the ultimate strategy for building online businesses, but they're no longer delivering the results they originally promised. But what if the issue isn't you or your audience, but the outdated concept of the funnel itself? It might be time to rethink the entire concept of sales funnels, and I'll show you what works instead. Sales funnels had their moment, but it's over. And for years, sales funnels were that go-to model for turning strangers into buyers, right? Every online business owner was told the same thing: attract people to your content, nurture them with value-packed emails, convert them with a killer offer. It sounds completely logical. It sounds easy. When you break it down, sales funnels rely on one massive assumption, and that's that people are predictable. And that's where it all falls apart. People aren't predictable. They're emotional, they're skeptical, they're constantly bombarded with information. They're juggling jobs and family and endless distractions and notifications. Do you really think they're sitting there patiently moving step by step through a sales process? Of course not, right? Think about how you engage with content online. You don't follow a neat linear path. Maybe you discover someone's content on LinkedIn, or months later you'll see their name pop up in a tweet that has gone viral. One day you stumble upon their YouTube channel, or you start binge watching their videos on TikTok. Eventually you trust them enough to maybe consider buying whatever it is they're selling. But it didn't happen because of a perfectly crafted sales funnel. It happened because you were able to explore their content on your own terms and in your own time. The traditional sales funnel is a little too rigid, and if you're still relying on it, it's probably holding you back. Now, the real problem with funnels, and this is why they're struggling to deliver results in 2025, is because they're one-dimensional. Funnels assume that everyone follows that same linear path from awareness to consideration to purchase, but people just don't work that way. They're not starting at the top and moving neatly to the bottom of some imaginary funnel. They're jumping in and out, and depending on where they first encounter your content. And funnels really, they feel forced. They're designed to sell, and audiences can smell it a mile away. When every piece of content is built around the idea of conversion, it stops feeling genuine or useful. Your audience can sense when they're being sold and moved through a process, and that makes them trust you less. And they ignore context. Sales funnels just assume that everyone's at the same stage in their journey, and some people don't even know they have a problem yet. Others are actively searching for solutions, and funnels try to just squeeze everyone into this same process regardless of where they're starting. But there is a harsh and inconvenient truth, and that is that the more you try to force people into a funnel, the more resistance you're going to create with them. That resistance leads to fewer conversions, less trust, and a hell of a lot more frustration for both you and your audience. And funnels don't react or reflect reality in any way, shape, or form. The idea behind funnels is simple. Yes, you create a path, you get people to follow it, but in reality, people don't behave like that. They're not just looking for information, they're looking for connection, right? Trust is the foundation of the purchases they're making, particularly big ones with strangers. And trust isn't built in a single moment or through a single email sequence. It's built over time through consistent, authentic interactions and content. The modern customer goes through a journey that looks more like a web than a funnel, right? I mean, someone might discover you through a YouTube video, and then, I don't know, weeks later, they might see a post of yours on Instagram, and then they'll subscribe to a newsletter at some point, and months down the line, they might join a community of free content. At no point were they following some kind of funnel or path. They were weaving in and out of your content, building trust along the way. That's how people actually engage online. It's why these traditional sales funnels feel so pointless. Number four, the ecosystem approach is the way that I think that sales funnels could be. And if there's no solution to the sales funnel, then the content ecosystem isn't a step-by-step process. It's rather a dynamic, interconnected system where every little piece of content is working together. Instead of pushing people down a single path, you're creating a world for them to explore of lots of different options of content. That's the beauty of an ecosystem. It's built around relationships and not transactions. It meets people where they are, whether they're discovering you for the first time or deciding to buy from you after months of following your work. How ecosystems work, and if we break it down, an ecosystem has three main components. One, the attraction. This is where you draw people in, right? Broad, accessible content like tweets or engaging LinkedIn posts or high value YouTube videos. The goal here isn't to sell, it's just to get attention, right? Number two is the connection. Once you've attracted someone, the next step is to deepen that relationship. And this is where you share content that builds trust, like personal stories, actionable insights that people can actually use straight away, or solutions to the small problems they've got, right? Number three then is engagement. Finally, you're letting people engage with your ecosystem on their terms. Now, maybe they sign up for a newsletter, maybe they join a community, maybe they explore a bit more content. Maybe there's no pressure to buy, just an open invitation to stay connected. That was a bit of a shock. Unlike a funnel, though, an ecosystem is flexible, right? People jump in and jump out at any point. They explore at their own pace, and they decide when they're ready to take the next step. Number six is why ecosystems build trust, because at the heart of an ecosystem is one simple principle. Trust sells better than tactics. People buy from those they trust. And trust isn't built by following a script. It's built through authenticity, consistency, right? Think about your favorite creators. You don't follow them because they have a great sales funnel. You follow them because they've earned your trust. They show up consistently across platforms. They share content that you feel that resonates with your problems and goals. They give value without expecting anything in return. And that's what makes an ecosystem so powerful. It's not about chasing conversions. They're about building relationships. Number seven, and this is the role of reciprocity. I can never say that word right. It's the key insight, right? When you give without expectation, people naturally want to give back. And this is called reciprocity. Got it right. And it's one of the most underrated principles in sales. Now, when you create free, valuable content that people resonate with, like guides, playbooks, videos, templates, you're building goodwill. You're showing your audience that you understand their struggles and want to help them succeed. And over time, that goodwill will translate into trust. And when you eventually make that offer to them, the audience is much more likely to say yes because they trust you. Because it's not about giving away so much stuff that you lose revenue. It's about creating a system where value flows freely, building relationships that lead to long-term success. Now, number eight, why stories matter more than strategies. I love this. It's something that top creators really understand intuitively on places like YouTube, right? Stories sell better than strategies. And why is this? Because stories are emotional. They bypass the logic and they connect directly with your audience's feelings, their hearts, right? Instead of saying, join my coaching program, you might share a story like this, such as when Sarah joined, she was struggling to find clients as a freelancer. She felt stuck and frustrated. Together, we implemented 3 simple systems that helped her to double her income in 90 days. And now she's thriving, not just professionally, but personally as well. She has more time to spend with her family. Now that's a story, and a story like that does more than just sell. It takes a person and puts them in Sarah's place. It inspires them, right? It allows your audience to see themselves in Sarah's journey and believe that the same transformation is possible for them. Number 9, the mindset shift, and this is the thing you need to make. The mindset shift that makes ecosystems so powerful is to stop thinking about funnels as this straight line, right? Start thinking about your content as a bit of a web, right? Imagine your audience at the center of the web, and around them are different entry points coming in from everywhere, right? A YouTube video, a viral tweet, an Instagram story, a free guide. Each piece of this content then draws them deeper into your world, reinforcing your authority, reinforcing your credibility, and the trust they have in you. And unlike a funnel, there's no single path. People can jump in and out at any point, move at their own pace. And this fluid, flexible approach is how people actually behave online. And it's why ecosystems feel so natural. So here's the bottom line. Traditional sales funnels are dead. Okay, some are still working. They're outdated, right? Because they don't reflect how people build trust or make decisions. If you want to succeed as a creator or some kind of entrepreneur with an online business, it's time to shift your focus. Stop trying to force people through a process. Start by building trust, by creating a system that meets them where they are. And that's through content. And what's one part of your content system you can reimagine today, right? Let me know in the comments. What is the part that you could start with? And if you found this helpful, share it with someone who's ready to ditch the funnel mindset and make the start of maybe building something bigger and better.